We're in an exciting time in retail media right now. I would say one of the things that has been top of mind as of late is talking about retail media as a layer versus a channel. And that has been a pain point, I would say, for the past few years as people think about sometimes retail media as this own separate channel. But the reality is when we think about Kroger's owned and operated channels and sites, that could be a channel where we offer search and on-site display. But when you think about retail data or retail media in the lens of offsite, that is where it's a layer. And that's where we start to talk more around retail data versus retail media. It all falls within the retail media landscape, but we're starting to kind of distinctly talk differently around owned and operated offerings and offsite.
So where is this disconnect happening? At what point in the process is it with the agencies, your clients? Where is that layer versus channel friction happening?
I think it was born as retail media started to, and retailers started to introduce interesting partnerships. Roku is an example of that. I would say early on in retail media, everything was more lower funnel, bottom of the funnel, working with shopper marketing teams. But then as retail data became really performant and the results of reaching these right audiences were really impactful, it was born on the idea of how do we take this offsite. And so as brand teams started to learn about retail data and how to layer it into their national campaigns, they're starting to see really strong results. And so it's this education, I would say, that is really on all of us. The accountability sits within the retailers, within the agencies, and with the clients to talk about at the onset, what is the business objective I'm trying to do? And then how can we partner with the data that retailers can provide to help us get there?
So there's a lot of discussion now about how relevance is even more impactful than personalization. Talk to me a little bit about or why relevance rules in the retail media space.
We see measurement every single day, and we are measuring the performance of our campaigns. What we have found is when you use retail data as compared to third-party data, you can use 51% fewer ad impressions to achieve the same sales results. That is an example of how relevance is really driving the industry forward. We have an incredible opportunity to eliminate ad waste for the planet and be more sustainable. Targeting on a demo, it leaves a lot of ad waste. You're reaching consumers where that ad might not be relevant to that household. And that is where retail data can drive the industry forward and ensuring that for all of us, our advertising experiences, whether that's on a connected TV device, whether that's on an app, are relevant and they're effective.
Okay, so we're heading into the holiday season. What trends are you starting to see, or tools that maybe we'll be using this year that weren't available last year?
I would say we're definitely getting more early in the conversation when it comes to leveraging retail data. And we're working with our clients and understanding for holiday this season, who do you need to win with? What are those households that need to be you need to be talking to in order to ensure you have a successful holiday season? So it starts with there. It starts with identifying the household. And we'll have partners that give us the personas of who they want to target to win with holiday. We then back that into a purchase-based audience, work with our data science team and say, if you want to reach this persona, this is the purchase-based audience and the household that you need to win with. Early in the planning stages, that could then even inform creative. And that means when we're working in that forward-looking way, you're reaching that right audience with that creative to make sure you win during holiday. So these discussions, I would say for having these conversations now, we're a little late. We got to start even earlier to make sure all those touch points with that household are driving to win with what you need to be true to win for holiday.
Would you say this year retail media is going to be hotter than ever?
Oh, I would say using the retail data is super important because, again, reaching that right, relevant household with that message is how you will win. If you're reaching a household where it's not relevant, it's a wasted ad impression. I think we'll see enormous growth with e-commerce as that continues to grow. We as Kroger are really working to grow e-commerce business. We know that's the future, and Kroger is really leaning into that.